How you doing, Internet? I'm B-Nuts, and today I have the journal, and this comes courtesy of the Vaughan Public Libraries once again. Before I get into reviewing the journal itself, I'd like to just quickly say how much I appreciate expansive and alternate material. Things like this, which I read long ago, and things like this, which I read more recently. They just help to flesh out the world and the characters and help to bring a better understanding of both. They offer great insights, and therefore they are things which I tend to greatly enjoy. One thing that didn't really click with me until I had this in my hand was that Ford is a six-fingered man, and we do have 6 fingers here on the cover, so that's definitely denoting him as the author. By the way, spoiler alert, this does contain information into the entire series of Gravity Falls, and it is by the author, and therefore it's canon in a level that, say, the Journal of the Two Sisters never unfortunately could be. This is unfortunate because the Journal of the Two Sisters offers insight into the universe of FIM that the show never gave us, specifically into the time of Luna and Celestia just after they became stewards of Equestria. And it really is a shame because you get to see through their entries some of the interactions between them and some of the ponies at the time of the Heartwarming Eve episode. The first one, not the second one. And one of the things that I enjoyed about it was the interactions with the real Princess Platinum, because her personality was very similar to that of Diamond Tiara's, and yet Luna got her to appreciate what the Alicorns could do, even after Platinum had called them blank flanks. Alicorns get their cutie marks later in lives than normal ponies. As well, the princesses take on different characteristics that we generally associate with the main 6. So Luna is the adventurous animal tamer, and Celestia is the serious, hard-working one. So those were some things that I enjoyed about that. However, the second half of the journal, which was dedicated to the main 6, did not give anything new or exciting, and the entries by Pinkie Pie were usually pretty absurd, and thanks to the new series, we know that that is not her character, so that was rather disappointing. But today I'd like to talk more about something which is not at all disappointing, because Journal Volume 3 does something throughout that Journal of the Two Sisters failed to do, and that is expand upon the series as a whole. Within Journal 3, you'll find entries by Ford himself that expand upon things that at first that we don't know about at all from the show. These are entries that come from before he was trapped in the other dimensions, and so it has a lot of interesting things in it, and each author who contributes to the journal has a distinctive form of writing, so you can tell immediately who they are by. Then we come to Dipper's entries, and these are the things with which we are most familiar because we followed Dipper and Mabel throughout the series of Gravity Falls. So these contain information not only about the things from the episodes that we know, but also some things before and after, so they help us to flesh things out a little bit more and that's also something that can help us to gain a little bit more insight into the characters, especially Dipper and Here's Mabel. And there are even some entries, 1 or 2 entries by Seuss about Giffany and his experiences with her. Because Gravity Falls is a place that collects odd things and people, and even Seuss is an odd one. So he is also an entry there. And then after Ford's return, we get more entries from him mixed in, and his impressions of everyone else, including Dipper, and everything that's been going on. So all these insights are very interesting and entertaining to read. One other thing that the journal reveals is Dipper's real name. And it starts with an M. I won't spoil it, at least not right now. All said, I really enjoyed reading this book. Not only for the insights, but because it brought back really fond memories of this series, which I loved. I mean, at first it started off seeming episodic, but then there was a concrete storyline that it followed. And so reading this, it really brought it all back and how well the characters and the story were realized. So I would just like to end off this video with a passage from the end of the journal, where Ford is talking about what to do with the journals which have been restored post-Weirdmageddon. They decided to go to the bottomless pit, which you will probably remember. So he says, they may end up in the center of the earth, being devoured by a subterranean dinosaur, or in another dimension, or somehow in the hands of another curious young mind whose adventure has just begun. Perhaps someone who finds secrets in this book that were hidden even from me. And that brings us to you, dear reader. If you are holding this book in your hand, you hold something more than a record of the curious happenings of a town called Gravity Falls. You hold a record of one man's folly and the kindness of a family that saved him from himself. It's never too late to learn that growing old doesn't have to mean growing up. Stay curious, stay weird, stay kind, and don't let anyone ever tell you you aren't smart or brave or worthy enough. If you have come on these adventures with us, then you are an honorary member of the Pines family, and your adventure starts today. And if anyone ever gets in your way, well, we have an entire section on curses. Have at it. For the last time, unless we meet in some distant world, this is Stanford Pines, signing off. I really, really like that ending, and actually it kind of makes me tear up a bit. If you would like to get your hands on this book, you can check your local library, as I did. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you have any requests. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye! It's Mason, by the way. Dipper's name, I mean.